Hello, everyone, and welcome to my B2 High Intermediate English course. In this module, you will learn comparatives such as the more, the less, with adjectives, adverbs, and nouns. At the end, you will get to practice what you just learned with a few sample exercises. Let's get started. Okay, so we'll look at this chart and I'll explain briefly here. So, um, So we've got the plus a comparative and a subject and verb. That's the structure. Okay, here's an example with an adjective. The healthier I eat, the better I feel. So this is a matter of cause and effect. So when the first adjective would be the cause. If I eat healthier, I feel better. So that would be the effect. All right. And then the harder he works, the more stressed he is. Wow. This means that if he works harder, he is more stressed. Okay, the next structure is the more or less plus a noun plus subject and verb. So, for example, the more exercise you do, the fitter you get, right? That means you get fitter, or yeah, if you exercise more. Okay, or the less sleep you get, the more tired you feel. Then the next structure is the more, less, plus subject and verb. So you'll see here. The more you read, the wiser you get. Or the more you know, the less you need to learn. Then we have the plus a comparative adjective, the better. So you'll see, you've heard this before probably. Call me soon. The sooner, the better. This means the sooner you call me, the better it will be. All right, or else there's this one. I need a big fridge. The bigger, the better. The bigger the fridge I get, the better it'll be. All right, so we'll go on here. Okay, comparative adjectives or adverbs. We can repeat the structure, the plus comparative plus subject and verb, to describe a cause and effect relationship between two things that depend on each other, where the degree of one action affects the degree of another. For example, the healthier you eat, the better you feel, like we just saw. That means if you eat healthier, you feel better. And in this example, the harder he works, the more stressed he is. So if he works harder, he is more stressed. That's what that means. Note that when we have the verb be in this structure, we can omit it. So we have, for example, the longer the wait, right, plus a noun, the more agitated the people become. Okay, and then this actually is the same here, but we're adding be. The longer the wait is, the more agitated the people become. All right. Okay, so let's look at the more, the less, plus a noun. You can also use a noun in the same structure instead of an adjective or adverb. So you probably saw this one here. The more exercise you do, the fitter you get. Or the less carbohydrates you consume, the healthier you will be. Okay, so yes, you see how that works. More exercise, less carbohydrates as a noun. Okay, and then we have the more, the less plus a clause. Okay, so you can also use the more, the less plus subject and verb instead of using an adjective or noun. For example, the more you read, the wiser you get. So, got a verb here. The more you read, the wiser. This would be an adjective that you get. Okay, or the more you know, the less you need to say. All right. Okay. So we have the and the better. Okay. We can use the structure the plus a comparative adjective, the better, to express preference in relation to the quantity or quality of something. So, for example, please call me soon. The sooner, the better. Okay, so, and like we explained in the chart, it's better to call sooner, right? Better to call sooner than later. Or we have, isn't this fridge rather big? No, the bigger, the better. So a bigger fridge is always better. And then this one here, this new computer app has lots of features. Yes, the more features, the better. That means you can do more with this app. Well, we're going to move on now to do a few sample exercises and see what we know so far. Okay, so we have the comparatives. From the drop-down boxes, we'll choose the correct option. Okay, the what you have, the more you want. So more, richer, or most are the choices. Okay, so obviously it looks like you'd want to kind of, uh, cor well, it corresponds to the second part too. So if you chose more, that would be correct. The more you have, the more you want. Okay, number two, the more active, the most active, or the more active you are, the fewer cardiovascular problems you will have. Okay, so, well, if you chose the bottom one, the more active, right? The fewer. So that sounds like it would be the correct one. All right, number three. More concentrate I am, more I concentrate, or the more I concentrate. Well, these top two don't look right. So if you chose the bottom one, the more I concentrate, that would be the best choice. Okay, number four, the more admired a person is, vainer, the vainer, or the more vain he or she becomes. All right, so which do you think is the correct comparative? So you can add an ER to this. So if you chose the second option, the vainer, that would be correct. All right, one more here. Do you like strong coffee? Yes, I do. So let's see here. All right, the stronger is, the better, or the stronger the better, or as much stronger the better. Okay, you remember the form that we use here with the bigger the better. So if you chose the second option, the stronger the better, that would be correct. All right, let's look at exercise 2, multiple choice here. So we have older you get, the oldest you get, as older you get, or the older you get. The more you realize life isn't about how you look. Okay, so we'll choose from that. All right, so if you chose option D, the older you get, that would be correct. It looks the best. Okay, number 2, the more he talks, so you got more you realize, the more you realize, the most you realize, or you realize more how stupid he is. Okay, all right. If you chose option B, the more you realize how stupid he is, that would be correct. All right, number 3, research shows what? The least you care, the less you care, as less you care or the most you care about getting a good job, the better you do in school. All right, so okay, we don't want the most, we don't want a superlative. So, okay, so if you chose option B, the less you care about getting a good job, the better you do in school. So, that would be it. Let's look at one more here. Okay, so as more connections you have, the most connections you have, the more connections do you have, or the more connections you have, the easier it is to beat the competition. Okay, all right, so if you chose option D, the more connections you have, that would be the correct one. All right, let's look at exercise 3 real quick. Get my, oh, here we are on the right page. Okay, so we'll rewrite these with the correct form here. So for example, if we start soon, we'll finish soon. So that means the sooner we start, the sooner we'll finish. Okay, so number one, the food I like best is spicy food. All right, so we'll do this. The, so we want spicier. We'll write spicier, the food, the, so we'll do the, so we'll say more, the more I like it. All right, number two, I like the lessons more if there are few students. Okay, so we're going to start this as what? So so we're going to say the fewer the students, right? What goes here? What I like the lessons. Okay, so the more I like the lessons. Okay, number three, if I read a lot, I learn a lot. Okay, so we're gonna we're gonna put first what? So the more I read, the more I learn, right? All right. Maybe one more. If I speak good English, I'll have more opportunities. So, so we're gonna say the better. We can say the better English I speak, and what goes here? The more opportunities I'll have. Well, you did a great job on these exercises. It shows that you were paying good attention. All right, well, I can help you learn to speak English with more confidence. I'm TESOL certified. I teach native US English. I'm experienced in online tutoring, and I work with all learning levels and most age groups. So whether you need help with grammar, speaking, vocabulary, or writing, or any other area, you've come to the right place. Thank you all for watching my video, and happy learning.